starting off the pitches today with my game, which will be a command deck. Can we go to the next slide? So, first up, in case you missed the introductions earlier or forgot, don't worry, I'm bad with names as well. Hi, I'm Everett Weber. I am also the video editor for this club. So I am recording this giving this pitch at the same time. I'm a second-year computer science major, minoring in business because I don't like not having enough classes for whatever reason. I've worked with numerous game jams before, the Global Game Jam twice. This will be technically the third team I've been on through this club, and I am doing this probably like some of you because I hope to one day do this full time. And with that, can we go on to the next slide? Oh, that's one too many slides.
Yeah, no. I didn't click anything. It kept going by itself. I got scared. Okay, should be good now.
Okay. So the title for this game is Command Deck, and if you can go on to the next slide, Command Deck will be a sci-fi roguelike deck building game. Don't see the next slide, but I'll keep talking. Yes, it is. Okay, so sci-fi deck building roguelike game. Cool, that's a lot of buzzwords. What does that even mean? So, in this game, players will take control of a captain of a spaceship, whether it be a pirate ship, a cruise line, their own star capital ship. But they need to give orders to the ship to make it through a series of deadly encounters to keep their ship and crew alive, and keep themselves from dying in the cold vacuum of space. The deck building aspect will come in the fact that the way you give orders is like playing cards from your hand, and your deck is your options of things you can do or orders you can give as a captain. So as the players progress through a series of randomized and deadly encounters, they will get more cards in their deck, which they can use to hopefully survive. If you have ever played Slay the Spire, we are literally making that, but in space. I mean, I'd love to say, hey, I got a completely original idea, but as I was brainstorming this, I was realizing, no, I'm basically doing Slay the Spire, but with spaceships instead of fantasy. So yeah, this game is Slay the Spire plus FTL. If we can go on to the next slide. So, what will it play like? For those of you who haven't played Slay the Spire, or any roguelike, the way the game works is every time you start the game, you are presented with a series of randomized encounters. So, on the left, each player will progress by choosing their path from a set of random encounters. Each encounter could provide rewards, challenges, dangers, and new opportunities. Most of those counters will be the combat encounters, which will revolve in a series of strategic card games, essentially, where the players must use their resources and play their cards in the correct order, or in the best order they can with the hand they are dealt, literally in this case, to survive the encounter. Each run will be different and randomized, providing theoretically infinite replayability. If we could go on to the next slide. What will the game look like? So the art style I am thinking of going for is kind of a cartoony, kind of almost upbeat and cheerful art style. This is a sci-fi space game, but this isn't your grungy dark space. This is like upbeat, colorful. The players should have a good time playing this, even if they lose to some bad random draw or RNG. Hopefully it doesn't feel that bad, and hopefully it feels kind of colorful. If any of you have ever played this really cool game called Oxygen Not Included, I was actually really inspired by that art style for that game and wanted to do that. Also, if you're not familiar with that, but are familiar with a game called Don't Starve, basically think of that art style, but turn the saturation way up or make it more colorful for you non-art majors. Game should feel like almost whimsical. Like I said, this is supposed to be a fun game, not a gloomy game. We're not making Darkest Dungeon here. If we could go on to the next slide. Let's see. Lastly, so I'm currently looking for 2 to 5 artists. These will be 2D artists for all the background art, art assets, as well as all the cards. That is probably where most of the artwork will take up, is just the various art for the different cards. If any of you have ever played any card games before, like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything, you know that each card like normally has its own unique artwork. So that itself can take up some time. And that doesn't have any specific requirements. So if you just want to just make cool art images and hey, they'll show up in a game, this is the project for you. Looking for at least 1 to 2 composers or musicians. We'll probably want at least like 1 or 2 soundtracks in the game and maybe some SFX. And then lastly, 1 to 2 programmers. I'm trying to keep the programming, programmers are a little lower than the artists, just because, well, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, I've done a lot of programming work myself, so I imagine I'll be doing most of that. I'll be doing most of the programming work, but I'm always open to 1 to 2 others to hop on and help. And then lastly, if you want to contact me or join the team, my contact info is right there. I got my Discord username right there, or you can just go over to the officers on the right and just find me there. I'm again Everett Weber, the video editor, and then I got my Instagram handle right down there in case that's easier for you. So yeah, let me see, do we have any questions at all? Looking through the meeting chat right now. All right. No, River, it does not matter if you've never been to space. I don't think any of us have been to space. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, Stephanie has a good question. What engine will I be using? Yes, I should have mentioned that. I will be using the Unity game engine. Yes, it is the game engine I am most familiar with. Let's see, I see a few other people are typing. 2D, yes, it will be 2D art. So it'll be 2D, there'll be most of the art, I imagine, will go to the cards, but also we'll need 2D art for like some of the ship designs in the background, some of the space designs, UI designs as well. So lots of 2D art. Perhaps some character art for maybe some of the captains of the spaceship or certain other characters. Let's see. Did anyone else have any questions?
Pixel Stain asks if there's a certain layout for all the cards or specific cards.
There will be. I don't have one planned out at the moment. But so as for the cards, what we will most likely do is there's actually ways you can make it so the like card kind of template is one art asset, and then the individual like pictures in the cards are separate art assets. So you won't be having to completely redraw new cards, just the art image is kind of what we're going for. But No, to go back to Pixel Science, I don't have a layout planned at the moment. I imagine once we get the team together, we'll probably figure that out.
Are there any other questions for Everett and Command Deck? Going once? Going twice? So, oh, wait, someone's typing? Or is that space? Oh. So, yeah, thank you, Everett, for this pitch. Can we get a round of applause for Everett in the chat?